We did it again, nailed the trade perfectly. If you've been watching the channel, then you have seen that I made a video where I said I really like the price to go lower one more time. Take this low that we have created here as an S&P trade into the 78.6, into the yearly open, and tapping that liquidity, and then to go higher. If you don't believe me, go here to the channel. This video right here, next big move for Bitcoin coming, with the 16 billion on the thumbnail. Absolutely nailed it to perfection. I have to be honest, I was actually hoping for price to go a little bit deeper, because in that video I also talked about the liquidity that is residing at around that 93k. And as you can see here on the heat map, that liquidity has not completely been taken out of the market. So right there at 93,000, there is still quite some left. We're talking about 72 million, and just above we have something of 71 million. So at an about 140 million. That is in this market relatively a lot. So how do we go from here? Well, we have this trade, but actually right away I'm going to put the next long trade right here underneath, because in case price decides to reverse and dump down to pick up the liquidity that I just showed you here on the map, and then to bounce up, it is a sincere possible long trade. And what are you getting then? You're literally getting a SFP of the SFP. So this is your regional level, SFP, and then to go higher. So you're kind of then wrecking 2 times the early longers. And like I said, because there is still liquidity, this has to be a fast move. This was not so much of a fast move, but I want to see this time a fast move. Also the bottom here, if I just look at the candle structure, I'm quickly going to zoom in on the 5 minutes so you can see it. It doesn't look all too pretty. So once the bottom was formed, I was also not so convinced. I wanted to see a bit more of a wick, a little bit higher. You can also see here that these candles are relatively on an equal height, at an equal price right here. So yeah, it just doesn't look all too pretty. So I would not be surprised at all if price tries to reverse one more time to take out that low again and then to go higher. So that would be 100% again a long trade for me. Let's say that doesn't happen and price now travels higher. Do I have possible short trades for you? Yeah, the first short trade that we have is measured from this high to the low that we created, and then the golden pocket. And I will show you that if we reach that about today, that it also perfectly lines up with a trend line that you can lay over here, starting from the all-time high at around 110,000. And there you can see that if we would do it in the next couple of hours, or let's say the New York session, go higher, tap that trend line, golden pocket, and then to go lower, that actually would be a very nice short. The only thing is then you do not take out the rest of these highs. So this one stays intact, this stays intact, and this liquidity point here stays intact. But it could be a very nice FU, because many people are expecting much more of a bounce to go higher. So I'm just gonna put that quickly in the chart. We're leaving this long for now. Then we take it to short from here. Something like this, and I would absolutely then just aim for the low, so that's a possible long trade. So this, matter of fact, could even be a short trade into a long trade, right? If you first do something like this, and then you take out that low again, and then eventually you go higher. So that could be very nice. The next short trade for me would be from this liquidity level at 102, but actually this time I like it to go a little bit higher. And the reason is that I think it is by now too obvious. I see a lot of people looking at it, and a lot of people are talking about it. So that we do something like this, again a fib retracement. So we're then taking it all the way from the low, so that is then measured from the all-time high to the low that were created here, back to the golden pocket, 103 to 104,000. That is the area. And what is the idea behind this trade? Well, that you do something like this. You go higher, you go higher, you reclaim this level, and then eventually you spend some time here in that golden pocket, 103, 104,000, and then eventually you lose the level again, and then you go lower. What could be then your entry is once we are losing this high right here at 102,400. The stop loss is then slightly wider and slightly bigger than normal, about 2% ish probably, but it is on the very much on the safe side. I would not preset this, but this could be a very nice FU, and the reason is because if you go higher from here and you are reclaiming some of these levels, I think a lot of people are expecting then new all-time highs, but then you're eventually then bouncing off from that golden pocket. Other than that, I do not really have short trades for you, because like I already said in previous video, I would not short any of these highs. I think once you're reclaiming this and you're going higher, that all of these highs will be taken out in no time, and then I think you can have a very fast move up to a new all-time high. So no shorts from this level. This golden pocket here, 103, 104 is my last line in the sand. Maybe something at the all-time high, but we'll see it and we'll trade it once we cross those bridges. Okay. Then last but not least, so wait, let me quickly put this short in right here. You now know the explanation. We want to see a reclaim, we want to spend some time and then eventually losing the level. What can you do if you missed the current long? Yeah, you could wait for the long that I just gave you, or you can feel a little bit adventurous and then take a long as a back test from these highs right here. So price is gonna go down just by a little bit, back testing these highs. 96 460 480 ish, 96 480 back tested, and then to go higher. This is very tricky because yeah, there is not so much structure underneath, and yeah, actually also not longing the lows. If you take a trade, your stop loss needs to be underneath this low at least, so that will be then 95 300 on the safe side. You can also wait for price to take out one of these lows right here, but that already gets a little bit tricky. I think for me this will be the only possible long scalp up to that golden pocket in a trend line that I just talked about, because I think if you're going to take out this low, you're probably also going to take out these lows and maybe then eventually this low. So I would be very careful. This is super aggressive. So far you can see that we have not have any clear retrace or a higher low. Also you can see the price action is very slow. It's just the current environment. We're talking about 3% only in almost 2 days. So yeah, it's very slow. It's a very grinding structure. There's not a really good back test, but in case you missed low, this would be then my best guess, 96 400 and a bit. That will be it for now. Let's see how price plays out in the next day or two, and like I said, this is going to be a key level right here, that 99-ish. With a trend line and a golden pocket, and if else I'm looking for this bigger 103, 104, but watch out with all these highs. If suddenly pace start picking up, it could go pretty damn fast. That'll be it for now, that'll be it for today. If you like the updates, guys, do me a favor by liking, subscribing, clicking the bell, clicking all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. See you very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.